Hello and welcome to this video. I'm a Southern Miss librarian, and today I'm going to show you how to find empirical articles. Keep in mind that empirical articles may also be called empirical studies or empirical research. You may be asking yourself, what is an empirical article or what is an empirical study? Empirical studies are those that are based on actual and objective observation or experimentation. That means that empirical articles are those that describe the methods and the outcomes of a research study. Articles that describe empirical research are published in scholarly or academic journals. These articles may also be called peer-reviewed articles. Peer-reviewed articles are those in which a panel of experts in that field have read, reviewed, and approved the article for publication. But not all peer-reviewed articles are empirical articles. There are several ways to determine whether an article is an empirical study or not. The first thing you need to do is to become familiar with the terminology included in an empirical article. Empirical articles are usually pretty easy to determine by reading the abstract of the article. And the abstract of an article is simply the summary of the article. Many times the abstract will mention a study, an observation, an analysis, or the number of participants or subjects involved in the study. Empirical articles are also broken down into several sections. They'll often have a section that addresses the methodology used in the research. This section, often simply called methodology, describes how the research study was designed, how the research was conducted, and who the participants were, and what measures were used in the study. Another section that's common in empirical articles is one called results. The results section describes the outcomes of the measures of the study. Other parts of an empirical article include the literature review, the discussion, and of course the conclusion. So now that you know what to look for in an empirical article, let's go to the databases to find one. So let's take a look at the library website. You can see it right here. And you can get to the library website by going to lib.usm.edu. The first thing you need to do to find empirical articles is to click on the Articles and Databases link. It's located on the left side of the page under the Resources heading. This link will take you to the A to Z database list like the one you see here. Now you have to decide which database you want to use. Good databases for child and family studies include those for education and psychology. Let's look at the database called Education Source first. Click on the E in the alphabet at the top of the page, then scroll down until you find the database called Education Source. So here's the Education Source database. You can see at the top of the page there are several search boxes. And in these search boxes, I'm going to input the terms family therapy and substance abuse. After I click search, I'll get a long list of results. Looking at our list of results, the article titled A Randomized Trial of Family Therapy looks like it might have potential. It's found in the Journal of Clinical Child and Adolescent Psychology. The first thing you want to do is read the abstract or the summary of the article. So you want to click the title of the article to view this abstract. So I'm scanning the abstract, and in the third sentence, I see that 205 participants were recruited for this study. That's a good sign that this is an empirical article, but I need to investigate further. To view the full text article, click where it says Full Text. So I'm scrolling through the article, and I want to search for the sections that I mentioned to you earlier, those on methodology, results, and the discussion. And here I found the heading for methodology. And if we keep scrolling through the article, we could also find sections for results or a discussion section. So that's how you find an empirical article and education source. Next up, we'll look at a database called PsycArticles. The PsycArticles database allows you to narrow your search to empirical articles at the same time that you input your keywords, thereby saving you a little time. So here we are in the PsycArticles database, and I'm going to use the same keywords or search terms that I used in the other database. And then I'm going to drop down below the search boxes and select a methodology. There are dozens of articles listed here, and they're all empirical articles. So there you have two ways of locating empirical articles. And with practice, it won't be long until you are very experienced at determining whether or not an article is an empirical article. Thank you for watching this video on how to locate empirical articles. Don't hesitate to contact a librarian if you need assistance.